strongly recommend the strength workouts. If you have strength workouts and you want to incorporate strength training, make sure to prioritize swim, bike, and run workouts. I mean, because by the end of the day, that's what basically you're going to be doing. And you need to make sure that you prioritize what you're training for, which is you are a triathlete. Okay, so for example, you have a race this week. My suggestion, don't do any strength workouts early this week because you need time to recover. And sometimes you never know how fast you can recover. And I've experienced that myself because there was a time wherein I was prioritizing more of the strength training, and the triathlon is a secondary part. So when I do the strength training, then, I was doing back to back. So for example, I was doing hamstring, glutes, and then the next thing is my lats, even biceps, triceps, and then I run the LA marathon. That's the same week. But that's intentional, meaning that I wasn't expecting for a good time. My priority is really the strength. So, but I felt the effect of it. It was hard. Even just doing this part, I can feel my lats and then my triceps. So it was very hard. Plus my hamstring was tight. So that was one of the difficulties. So you need to, first of all, if you're going to do a strength workouts, you're a triathlete, you have a race or you have a marathon, that's your priority. Just make sure you prioritize in your workouts. Rule number 2, space apart those weight training workouts that target the same muscle groups by at least 48 hours. Okay. So for example, if you're doing a lat pull down, and we know that we use your lats so much in swimming, then you wouldn't want to actually have some strength workouts that would actually make your lats too sore. I specifically do this one, especially for athletes who are still learning how to swim, okay? Because it's so hard, actually for the people who are just starters or novices in triathlon, I don't have strength training immediately unless like I feel that it really needs some glute strengthening, okay, or like stability, hip stability. So for running, I will have to do that. Like for example, if the athlete is actually hurting already and cannot run, yes, I'm not gonna, if the athlete is already hurting, there's no running. That's 100% sure. And instead of that, I go over, okay, what are the muscles that are actually contributing to the weaknesses? And it's not part of this presentation, maybe some other time, but there are symptoms in swimming, cycling, and running that you feel that we need to actually address and incorporate a weight training to help you on that weakness. Okay. So, whenever I ask you questions, okay, how did you feel this one? Because I'm getting some symptoms, and then so I can actually assign specific strength workouts accordingly. Okay. So, but going back to there, if the person is novice, I'm not going to assign a strength workout just because it needs more recovery also. And then the form is very crucial. So for me, coming from not lifting weights, I was basically a pure runner, not lifting weights at all, not knowing about the glutes, the core. And, to me, I'm afraid to actually lift. I was afraid to lift weights, especially because I got injured when I was doing the calf races and I put some weight and then suddenly I can't actually go down the stairs just because I injured myself. So since then, I was just very careful. So I'm going to tell you later of like how to actually pick the right weight for you. When you're doing the strength workouts, just make sure to test first of what you're actually capable to lift. So now choose the right weight. So I mentioned earlier what are those physiological outcomes? It's muscular endurance, 50 to 67% of 1 RM. You see, I want to do muscular endurance as my goal. So what I'm going to do if it's 25 pounds, so I have 25 times, so 25 times, let's just say 0.67, which is 67%. So that means 16, or let's just say about 15 pounds for 12 reps. Do you guys see that? The next one here, do triathlon specific strength workouts. I'm just going to say examples here. There's a lot of like, for example, classes, right? Like there's boot camp, CrossFit. So those are good, right? But they're more for fitness. If it's okay I encourage for you to do that, okay? But don't expect that the result will directly benefit your triathlon. You could be feeling sore, feeling good, feeling healthy, which is great, but it doesn't mean that it will guarantee to actually benefit your triathlon. So you want to be very selective of what you do as well, especially if you're very busy. So one of my coaches actually was not even giving me any strength workouts, only core workout. And sometimes I want more, and that core workout doesn't come out in my training peaks, like, I don't know, maybe once a month only. But I really felt I needed it because I was training for the 5 Ironman in 5 consecutive days. So I would like slip some strength workouts because I really think, but it was very, very less. And I do know that some of, I could have been stronger if I had it before. So when I wasn't with that coach anymore and I was on my own, I did add, and I noticed that it's a big game changer for me. So for example, let's just say on off season, I would be lifting weights, right? And not much of triathlon. So before off season, for fun, right? For fun, I jumped to 2,000 yards already on the swim, right? And then next, like I felt like I was conditioned already to get back. After 2,000, I put it to 4,000 because I was already doing weightlifting during off season. I wasn't sore going from 2,000 to 4,000, like at all. Like it, of course, my aerobic, maybe I'm a little slower than usual, right? But the soreness, it's just like, it's nothing. However, before, when I was under that coach, I put something like, let's say only like 2,000, and then only like a little bit like 500 or maybe just 1,000 more. Like I feel it here, like I worked out. So that's the big changer that I actually felt when I incorporated that. And also, I was more injury resistant. Like I've never been injured. Okay. But of course, I partnered that up with mobility and flexibility exercises. And that part, the other portion of that is another area, okay, that we also need. It requires some specificity just to make sure that you actually gain a lot from it. Like within, because a lot of you, I mean, all my athletes are very busy. So it's very, as much as possible, very specific. So with that very little time, you actually gain a lot of big result already. Like you don't want to do so much, like just specific. Okay. All right.
So we covered a lot in this training video. I hope you learned so much and that you took notes and apply it right now or maybe tomorrow. But make sure you actually internalize what did I really learn, because sometimes it's going to be overloaded of information in your brain and then later on you're not going to be able to use it, so it's a waste of time watching this video, right? So I want to make sure that you actually apply it. Why? Because I want you to see the result. That's the main reason why I'm actually doing this video, just for you. Okay, well, if you're one of those athletes who like this kind of video wherein I'm doing my best explaining different topics, different areas in a way that's more digestible, I invite you to go to feistyfoxcoaching.com/tribe. There, I've put something together just for you. That's it for today, and I hope I see you next time. Bye.